This is the back end or the utility area of the Supreme Vet. And so we're going to talk over what you see here. In a big overall perspective, first what you will see is the clean power system batteries that are located down here. This is our 1200 amp hour solution. What you get here is 1200 amp hours of battery power, and then you're going to have an inverter here, and then there's a second inverter up here providing you up to 6,000 watts of power. Kind of to take the next step, we're going to hop on up into this space up here, and you will notice two fuse panels. The top fuse panel up here is going to be everything that's your 12 volt. That's going to be your lights, your refrigerator, your furnace, your water heater, anything that runs off of 12 volt, your fuse panel is going to be up here. And then below that, you just tap on this button and this lid comes up. And this is going to be everything that's 15 or 20 volt. So anything that's a normal house plug, your fuses are going to be in here. So for things like your plugs in the back, your oxygen concentrator, your vaporizer, any of those things that need power, those fuse systems would be back here. The next thing we will talk about is the automatic roof vent. So when you receive your van, this is actually going to be turned off. What you're going to want to do is grab this remote right here. You're going to want to turn the fan on. Typically, we set this for around 70 to 75 degrees. What this fan does is actually works kind of like a chimney or an exhaust fan. And when the temperature in the rear utility area gets above 75 degrees, this fan will actually kick on and it will pull all the warm air out so that we keep your batteries cool. We keep any equipment that you might have back here from getting too hot. The next space that I'm going to talk about is right here. This is typically open. We do have it equipped with a 20 amp plug. So for people or doctors, if you want to put an autoclave back here, you can. There's enough power back here to run an autoclave. And then what we have here for clean power equipped vehicles is a thermostat. This thermostat runs a space heater down here, which will kick on when the temperature back here drops below 40 degrees. This will kick on and help warm the space back here. We have this access panel right here. What this does is provides access to a switch inside. If you see that switch inside, it is labeled main, shore, backup, or clean power system. Most of the time, you're going to want to leave that switch to where it's sitting right now, which is clean power system. That means that the van is going to be running off of the battery system you provided. Now, if you were to want to bypass the battery system and just run off of shore power, then you would flip that switch up, it would bypass the battery system, and you would be running off the shore power. Your batteries would not charge. Kind of the same thing for this switch right here. If you wanted to run your AC or your heat pump off of shore power instead of the clean power system, you would flip that switch up, and on the side that we showed you earlier, you would plug the plug in to the AC shore plug. Flipping over to the other side of the rear compartment, you're going to have a utility tower on this side. The utility tower is covered in vinyl with access panels. And the lower access area, always grab by the snaps and pull open. For vehicles that are equipped with our dental system, your air compressor will actually be located in this area back here. If you don't have the dental system or it's not equipped with the dental system, you're going to have a great amount of storage back here. What you also have in this lower compartment is the low water gravity drain. So right now this is closed. To drain the water, you would just want to turn this football shaped valve to the right and water will drain out. And right next to that is the gray water tank drain. So you just pull up, and that is how you open the drain for your gray tank. Push down, it's closed. Up, it is open. Finally, we're going to look at this area in the rear. So again, to access, get behind the snaps and pull. And what you will notice back here is your water heater and furnace. Most likely this is going to be, if you ever need service, this is how the service company would access. But what I do want to point out is if you do need to winterize your vehicle, a couple of things you're going to notice right here is, first, this is your antifreeze fill. You would just open this cap right here and you would fill the water till it got to the top. But before you do that, you want to take this switch right here, and you're going to, usually this is to put water into the hot water heater. You're going to want to leave it in the normal position. If you need to drain the hot water heater, you're going to put this to the bypass position, and this will stop water from actually going into the hot water heater and bypass it, so that in the winter or whatever, you don't have water stored in that tank. Also, if you were winterizing your vehicle, back in the lower compartment behind this furnace hose is a very similar switch right here. Normally in the position it's going to be facing towards the rear of the vehicle. If you want to winterize, you simply need to pull that towards the rear of the vehicle to where it says winterize. And then to close, you just snap it shut.